Hi class. Today I will talk about section 3.3 in math 110, quadratic functions and parabolas. Okay, so in this session we're going to talk about quadratic functions with a vertex axis form, graphs, a quadratic function is parabola, and quadratic formula, and then summarize. So let's go. Okay. So firstly, quadratic function and expression. So I have standard form for the quadratic function is fx equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. And remember that you must have a not equal to 0. Okay. Why is that? If you have a equal to 0, you're gonna have fx equal to bx plus c, which is a linear equation. So in that case, it is not a quadratic function anymore. So just wanna make sure that you understand that in order to get the quadratic function, you have to have in this form with a not equal to 0. So for a is not equal to 0, then we're going to have two cases. The first case is a, if a greater than 0, you're going to have like an upward parabola, right? Upward parabola. And in another case, if a less than 0, then you're going to have downward parabola. And remember that the graph of the quadratic function is a parabola. Okay. So I can give you an example. Say that for this case, I can have like y equal to say 2x squared plus x minus 1, something like that. You can see that here a is equal to 2, which is greater than 0. So then this is upward. For the other case, you have maybe y equal to, I say, negative of x squared plus 2x and minus 3, something like that. Then you're going to have like an a in here is negative 1, and you're going to have a downward parabola. So let's move to the next page. Okay, now we're going to talk about the vertex form for a quadratic function. Okay, so the form that we usually see is standard form, right? You saw that in the example above. But sometimes we need to convert it to become vertex axis form, or usually I call vertex form. So the vertex form will in the form as a multiply with x minus h, everything square and plus k. And in here you're going to have vertex is in the coordinate as h comma k in order pair. Okay. And you want to say, oh, what is h and what is k, right? In order to find h and k, we will let to this form equal each other, right? You saw that they are all just fx, right? So I'm gonna make this guy equal to this guy. All right, so then I'm going to have the new equation as ax minus h squared plus k equals to ax squared minus 2ax plus k. Oh, actually in here, I actually using the vertex exit form and expand it. Oh, okay, I saw that. So how can I do this one? I actually need to have one more step better for you guys. So I'm gonna have a a times x minus h plus k, right? And you will have to do the tuition, right? Right, and you will have it as a times x squared minus 2xh plus h squared, and then it plus with k. So then from here, you will do the tuition one more time for this, and you will have a x squared minus 2ahx plus k, and I think the missing in here, oh, I think the notes, the guy note is missing an a plus s squared. So I'm gonna say plus a s squared. All right, so this, remember that this missing a term. So you don't want to have this comma. You're going to have ax squared minus 2axh plus 2a squared and plus k. Okay. So in here, all right, I may have to rewrite it as, I'm going to write down here. So please focus on this. I have a x squared minus 2ax plus k plus a squared, right? It was f of x. Uh, oh, f x equal to this. Okay, so you know that I just convert from the vertex axis form to this by substitution. Okay, from the original one, I have f of x equal to ax squared minus bx plus c. So in this case, you will see that for b, I need to use algebra better. For b over here, right? It should be equal to the leading the coefficient of the term with x only. So you can see that for the term x, you have the first equation. It will be the coefficient had to be 2ax Actually, include the negative here. It should be negative 2ax, but both of them have a negative, so I just gonna using without the negative. Let me include the x here. So you so now you can have that 2ax 2ah equal to b. Something was wrong here. Okay, it was plus here. Oh, that's something right. You actually had to have b will be equal to negative up to ah, right? So now, from now, you can remember that b will be equal to negative 2ah, and from that you can divide by negative 2a both inside to get h equal to negative b over 2a. So then now, you have h already. You can have k, and since you know that the x coordinate called h of the vertex, then the y coordinate will be called k, which is k equal to fh, or I'm gonna rewrite as k equal to f of negative b over 2a. Okay, I'm gonna keep f of h in here. So remember that for the vertex hk, what does that mean? If you have a parabola, vertex is the here's the upward parabola. Then vertex is going to be the minimum point over here. So we coordinate is 8k, and where's my drop? And for the downward, the vertex will be the highest point or the maximum point. So it should be here, and also it's called a comma k. Okay. So now next we have some example, I think. Oh, actually, we're gonna talk more about the vertex of parabola. So the vertex parabola is found at the point where x will be equal to negative b over 2a, which is h. And you should know that. So for the vertex, you know that, say, x v, which is what x of vertex, and yv, which is going to be equal to 8k. Okay. For xv is, or the coordinate value of v will be equal to negative b over 2a. And in this case, h equals to negative b over 2a, and k can be determined by the equation k equal to f of h, which also equal to f of x of the vertex, or again is going to be equal to f of negative b over 2a. Okay, Now we can do an example. So we have 3x minus x equal to 3x squared plus 6x minus 5. And we want to find k. So maybe I'm gonna have a side work and list out A, B, and C, which is coefficient of the quadratic form here. So A in here is 3, B in here is 6, C in here is -5. And I should have H will be equal to -b over 2a. And that's what is that going to be? -b will be equal to -6, right? Over 2 of 3. 2 times 3, right? So then this will be equal to -1. So I have h equal to -1. So I put -1 here. Now I need to find k. So you should remember that k equal to f of h, or I'm gonna change 8 become -1, so that's gonna be f of -1. And I will have plug -1 into the fx for the x. So 3 of -1 square plus 6 times with a -1 and minus 5. So now I will have k will be equal to 3 minus 6 minus 5, which is equal to -8. So then I should have k equals to -8. And I will circle these to make sure the reader know that. Okay. So now let's move down to the next page. Okay, so here is another example. It say find the coordinates of vertex of the graph. And always I keep saying that, remember h will be equal to b over 2a. And here we want to find the coordinate of the vertex, which is h comma k, right? What is that going to be? Firstly, I list out A, B, and C. What is that going to be? So I have A equal 2, B equal 12, C equal 13. So S will be equal to negative B over 2, 2A. B in here, what is that going to be? B in here is 12. So I change this, B equal 12. A, what is that? A is 2. So I change this A here, become 2. So then you can see that S will be equal to -4. -3, I'm sorry. Okay, so here I have -3 for the H. And then see I have H equal to -3, then K will be equal to F of -3. And then I'm gonna plug this -3 into the function of Fx here, right? And change all the x become -3. So I have 2 times -3 square plus 12 times -3 plus 13. And if you use your calculator, you will get -5. So then the coordinate of the vertex has to be -3, comma 95. So now we're going to find the vertex axis form of the quadratic function. So if you remember the vertex axis form is a times x minus h squared, not this one, plus k. It will be equal to 2. I would like to have one more step. 2 times x minus, okay, what's h I have? I have h equals to negative 3, so I have negative 3 here, and then squared, and then minus, or I plus with the other one, k is negative 5. So when you try to simplify it, you will see that minus with minus here going to be plus, and plus here with the minus here will be minus. So that's the reason why you have the form as 2 times x plus 3 squared minus 5. And if you want to check it, you can try to expand this by using distribution, and you will have as 2x squared plus 12x plus 13. But I mean, usually if you have enough time to do, then you're gonna do this step. All right, so let me move down to next page. Okay, so how to graph the quadratic function? We keep the function above as y equal to 2x squared plus 12x plus 13. And how can we graph this quickly? First thing, I need to have the vertex, and the vertex from above was negative 3, negative 5, right? So you will try to find the vertex first, which is negative 3 and negative 5. Right? See that? Easily you can find the vertex here. Okay. And the axis of the symmetry is a vertical line that's go through H. Okay, or I'm gonna say x x equal to H, and which mean that x equal to negative 3. Okay. So that is axis for the symmetry of which is a vertical line go through negative 3. So you're gonna have x equals to negative 3 will be the symmetry, axis of symmetry. So, okay. What else that you need to know? You may have to check the intercept. But in here is it may not easy for you to have the intercept if you cannot factor, right? And you can see that it's not easy to factor for this form, but you may try to have some value and see if the quadratic if the graph of the quadratic function is upward or downward. You know that a in here equal to 2, then it should be upward, right? Because it's greater than 0. Let me a equal to 2 is greater than 0. So this is a upward parabola, and you may try to have some point so then you can correlate easily. So maybe I choose x and here is y. You can choose something like some easy value such as I don't think that 0 should be an easy one, but if you choose 0, you're gonna have like 13, but then 13 is very up over here. So I don't think if you choose this at the y-intercept gonna be a good idea for this. It's not a good point that you can graph. So I would like to choose some value that's around in this in the in this range. So I would like to choose something like maybe -5. So you're gonna have what? -5. You're gonna check with your calculator and see that it could be. Let me see. So 225 plus 12, and you're gonna have then you're gonna have 3. So then this point should be the one that you are looking for, and then since you also have the symmetry axis, you should have another point that reflects from this point to the other side. So you're gonna have this one, which is -1 and 3, I think. So you can check with the -1, you're gonna also have 3. Okay, so now you can connect all these points to get the graph nicer. So I think that enough to graphing the quadratic function, but let's see if I have another example. All right, so here's another example. Well, actually, no, this is an exercise about yes, it's also a graph of a function. So it's talk about the revenue function for selling printer, which is Rx equal to -10x squared plus 80x. So in here, we have A equal to -10, which is less than 0. So you should know that this should be a downward. This should be a downward parabola. And B in here equal to 80, right? C in here equal to, I don't have the constant term. So this will be equal to 0. Okay, so firstly, we're gonna have the graph is a parabola, right? Find the coordinate vertex easily. The vertex, so let's see, vertex will be, so H will be equal to -b/2a. So in here, -b is -80 over 2 times a, which is -10. So then you're going to have -80 over -20, so it is equal to 4. And k will be equal to f of 4. And you're going to have what? -10 times 4 squared plus 80 times 4. What is that going to be? Use a calculator. You're going to have 10, 16 plus 80, 4, and it's going to be 160 again. 160. So then the vertex will be what? 4. And let me write it as HK first. HK, right? And we equal to 4 and 160. So I have 4 I have 160. So the first point should be here. What else do I have? Okay, let me see. So y-intercept, right? In order to y-intercept, to find the y-intercept, you need to set x equals 0, right? So we're going to have what? X of 0 will be equal to negative 10 times 0 plus 80 times 0, which equals 0. So then the y-intercept has to be equal to has to be the point 0, 0, which is origin. So this is the one at the point. Okay, then because this is um, um, you should also have a symmetry axis. Symmetry axis is x equal to 4, right? So this one. So then you will have another value which is reflects from the origin here to the symmetry axis, and the other parts we equal to 8 here. All right. So then you can have from 0, you can have like a maybe go like this, yep. And then you go down to here. Okay, I hope that I'm drawing correctly. I mean, nicely. But anyway, yeah, it should look like that. And if you want to make it more, I mean, more accurate, you may have checked with the T table, make some more order pairs. But anyway, this should be the parabola. This should look like that. And the domain in here should be from 0 to 8, because you can see that the value is just from here to the value of x should be just from 0 to 8. So I have x is from 0 to 8, including. Right? And the range is, you can see that it just go from 0 and up to 160, right? See that? So the range is, I'm gonna say R instead of Y, R, X revenues, which is 0 to 160. Okay. So the only thing in here I don't really care which is they're asking about the opens here. I'm not sure about the question, but I would think it means that is as the parabola is down open downward or upward. So I'm gonna write in here as downward. But I don't really care about this question because I don't want to ask you something like that. All right, so let me go down. Okay. So now another column is graph the profit function px equals to negative 0.2 x squared plus 40x minus 1500. Okay, so I will I will have to list out A equal to what? Negative 0.2, B equal to 40, and C equal to negative 1,500. And now I will have the vertex, which is H comma K. And what's the H? H equal to negative B over 2A. And that will be equal to negative of 40 over negative of 0.2 times 2. 2 times that. So then, use a calculator, you will have 40. Okay, so you're gonna have equal to 100. And K will be equal to F of 100, and that will be equal to negative 0.2 times 100 square plus 40 times 100 minus 1,500. So you're gonna have what? Use a calculator, and then 40, 100 minus 1,500. So you're gonna have 500. So this K will be equal to 500. Okay, we'll make sure one more time. And yes, it's equal to 500. Then now vertex, I'm gonna have what? H is 100 and K is 500. Okay, so opens, I think this actually asking you about the upward or downward. And remember that A gonna be equal to negative 0.2, which is less than 0. So this has to be downward. And maybe if I ask you some question about is that parabola downward or upward, I should also list out clearly is that open downward or upward, something like that. Not only just say opens, that maybe doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so for the y-intercept, we'll set x equals 0, and then you will have what? P of 0 will be equal to, the first term have 0, so I'm gonna put 0, plus the second term have x also equal 0, and minus for 1500. So then you're gonna have negative of 1500 for the P of 0. And that will give you y-intercept is in the order pair as 0, negative 1,500. Okay, so that this one kind of like this for the y-intercept is kind of like doesn't make sense for a profit, because nobody want a profit with a negative number, right? So but this help you to know that where the graph should go for later on, right? So let me see. Firstly, I would like to have maybe 0 in the middle here. This would be 0, 0, origin here. Maybe we'll put 0 here, right? And the vertex is 100 and 500. So I should have, let's say, each of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna say here is a negative 1500, so it can cover until there. Then I should have this at one point. The graph may go through if if you consider the negative. All right. So the other value maybe you need to get up to 500 because that was the highest value. So I need to know the scale. So I may say negative 1/500 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So then you will have H1 in here, 1/500 divided by 7. Oh, that's not a good number, but I'm gonna say about is not a good number, so I will change a little bit. I will change this point to be here. Wait, help me to divide easier. So so now I have six. I have 6 pieces here, right? So if you divide by 6, you're gonna have each one in here is 125 or 225. So I can say here is negative 500, and here is negative 100. No, negative 1000. Similarly, you will have here as 500. And now, if you have, if you say for X, I will have until 100 here. Okay, so I'm gonna say here as the 100. All right. And you will have the vertex here, V. So, so the graph have to go through this point. Maybe using another color. In this point. Okay. And you should know that for the symmetry axis, this should be x equal to h, which is 100. So I will have a line, vertical line, go through 100, and that should be the symmetry. And then if you have the symmetry point, you will have another one in here as 200 and 200 here, 200 and negative 100. So the graph have to also have to go through this point, but you know, to make it make it have more sense, I don't think that is a good way for this one. So I would love to change this problem, kind of like not a good problem for us to do this. So I actually need to find the x-intercept, and in order to find the x-intercept, you need to factor this, or you need to say x-intercept. You need to less the px equals 0. So negative 0.2 x squared plus 40x minus 150 thus 0. And if you solve for this, you will have something like you will have x equal to 50, x equal to 150. Okay. You can use quadratic formula, or you can use the factor method, IC factor method, to factor it out, and then you're gonna find it, you're gonna solve it, and get x equal to 50 and x equal to 150. So then in here you will have this point to this point in the middle of these two. We're gonna be the point the graph go through. So I will have graph like this. Not very nice. So I'm gonna do. So you can see that I may draw some dot line down here to interpret that. If I include the negative things, then the parabola will look like that. So, all right. But the thing in here is we don't include the negative one. So I'm gonna say the domain is from 50 to 150. All right. And for the range, it's just P x will be from 0 to up to 500. Okay, so this problem are kind of a little bit tough if you forget. If actually, I mean, because of this is like an application or word problem, so this should be you should have like a positive value, and you know to do that you need to make sure you get the intercept, and then you can graph the graph from the first zero to the second zero. Okay. So now let me move down a little bit. And now I'll talk about quadratic formula. Okay. This is the formula that you may need it to maybe to solve for the x when you want to find the x intercept, especially for the problem above. Usually, this formula will help you for the case that you cannot factor it, but if you factor it, I really recommend that you use factor method better than this method. Anyway, let's go over it. So we have general quadratic function, and the quadratic formula will tell you the solution to f(x) equals 0. So if you make this equal 0, you can solve by this formula in order to locate the x-intercept. So, for example, I have 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 equals 0 for x. And in here, I list out a equal to 2, b equal to -5, c equal to -3. And then I plug in the formula here, and I will get x equal to 5, actually -5, right? And then plus and minus square root of -5 squared is 5 squared. This kind of like this step kind of like this. The guide knows is kind of skip one step. It should be like this diagram right up here. So -5 plus and minus square root of -5 square minus 4 times a. What is that? 2 times c is -3. Okay, and then everything divided by 2 of a in here is 2. So I will have, from here, I will have to simplify and get 5 plus or minus square root 49. Oops. Okay, so 49, and then you wanna divide by 4. So square root of 49 will be equal to 7. And then you divide by 4. So then you will get 2 k's. One is x equal to 5 plus 7 over 4. And then the other one is x equal to 5 minus 7 over 4. And that will give you x equal to 3 and x equal to -1/2. So they are the solution. All right. So what does that mean? That means you will have the x-intercept. You will have 2 x-intercept with 3, 0, and -1/2, comma 0. Okay. So let me move down. Okay, so this is another practice. We can try back to the problem above. We talk about the profit function. So I have a in here is -0.2, b in here is 40, c in here is -1,500. Okay. So this guy kind of funny because why? Because at top didn't show you the quadratic formula in order to find the x-intercept, and now they show you after you finish the problems. Anyway, let's go ahead and do it. So I have x equal to -40 plus and minus square root of 40 squared and then minus 4 times AC. A in here is negative 0.2, and C in here is negative 1,500. And now I divide by 2A. So 2, what happened with my pen? 2, uh-oh. So crazy. Okay, so let's see. Uh-oh, doesn't work at all. Okay. So I have 2, and A gonna be negative 0.2. That will give you, okay, so negative 40 plus and minus 40. So you're gonna use a calculator for this. And I will have square root of 2/800 and then divided by negative 0.4. For the 2/800, you square root it. I think I make a mistake somewhere. Actually, this will be equals to 400. Okay, so if you use 400 and square root of that, you will have x equal to negative 40 plus and minus 20 over negative 0.4. And then that will give you two cases. So the first case is x equal to negative 40 plus 20 divided by negative 0.4. Another one will be equal to negative 40 minus 20 divided by negative 0.4. And the first case will give you is 40. So the first one give me 50 and the second one give me 150. And you can check that, but yeah, so that should be the same answer as above. We give you two intercept at 50, 0 and 150, 0. So let me go down, and we're gonna have break and even point. So what's the break and even point? For the break and even values, we are the value that x value of x that cost equal to the revenue. So in this case, we need to have the equation of revenue and the equation of the function of the cost. So I have the revenue of function here, and the revenue of the cost is here, and we are talking about the break even. The break even values, then that means what? I mean, I will need to make Rx equal to Cx. So then, or in here say when the profit equals 0. So profit equals 0, we mean Rx minus Cx equals 0. But I just want to make sure that you mean you should know that in that case R equal to Cx. So now we will have to make, okay, this solution is not as good as I want, but okay. So they want us to subtract both sides by Rx. So that means that we have Rx, Cx minus Rx will be equal to 336 plus 10x minus x times 50 minus x. If I try to do distribution for that, I'm going to have 336 plus 10x minus 50x plus x squared. And remember that Cx minus x will be equal to 0. And if I want to simplify the left hand side again, I'm going to have x squared. I want to write x squared first because that is try to make it in the form as the general form quadratic quadratic function. I minus with 40x because 10x minus 50x will be negative 40x, and then plus with 336, and then I got equal 0. So here I have a equal to 1, b equal to negative 40, c equal to 336, and so so b squared minus 4 is equal to okay, so I would like to cross this. I know that if you are confusing at this step, so I don't want you to look at that. So in order to find x, you want to use the formula as x equal to negative b plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay. So I'm gonna plug in everything and have x equal to negative b is negative 40 plus and minus square root of negative 40 square minus 4. A is 1, C is 336, and then everything divided by 2 times 1. And now I will simplify as going to be equal to 40 plus and minus with square root of use a calculator and say I'm gonna have 40 square minus 4 6 256. One more time. 40 square minus 4 times 3 is 6. So I got 256. 256 over 2. And then I will have square root of that. It's going to be 16. So I have 40 plus and minus of 16 over 2. So remember that's the guideline is actually from the math department. So we use that, but it doesn't mean that it's always correctly or it's not always easy to understand. So I just gonna try to make it easy to understand. So I have x will be equal to 40 plus 16 over 2, or x equal to 40 minus 16 over 2. And another time to simplify, you're gonna get x equal to 40 plus 16 will be 56 divided by 2, it's only 28. And another one is x equal to 40 minus 16 divided by 2, you will have 12. So then this will be the answer of the case. That's one to find the break-even value. So in this case, I'm gonna say the value of x gonna be equal to 28 or x equal to 12. That make break-even values. Okay, so I think this is enough for today. And this page is a summary page. You can have so fx, the function fx equal to ax squared plus bc. If a equals 0, the graph opens upward, and if a less than 0, the graph opens downward. X coordinate of the vertex x h will be equal to negative b over 2a. So please remember this. And fh will be equal to k, which is a minimum if a greater than 0. Okay, that's correct. And fh equal to k is the maximum if a less than 0. Domain is all real number unless constrained by constant. So that means what? If you have if you are looking for the domain for just a function, it should be an all real number. But if you are looking for the domain of the word problem, then it should be not a positive number, not a negative number, right? It should be a positive from somewhere to somewhere. But you need to find it. Make sure the range also is positive. So similarly, the range has to be y less than k if a less than 0 and y greater than or equal to k if a greater than 0. And also unless constrained by context. Okay, so we're gonna stop this section now. Yeah, and next time I'm gonna talk about chapter 4, but for now we're gonna stop this section 3.3. And if you need help and have any question, please talk to me in the meeting time. I'll see you later.